Hi guys, I wanted to spend some time today going over your assignment from Monday with you. Some of you got the hang of it and some of you are a little bit confused. So I'm going to do my own version to share with you so you can kind of see how this process will go. So my topic that I'm going to be writing about is my first day of school. This was for me in 1986, before you were born. And it's my first day of school as a kindergartner, so I was only 5 years old. Okay? So, um, the first part of the brainstorming chart is the action. This is the way you get your reader interested in your story. So I'm going to do my action as a question, and I'm going to say, have you ever gotten lost before? I got lost on my first day of school when I was just 5 years old, and this is my story. And then I'm going to write down some background ideas. Remember, this does not have to be a whole sentence yet. This can just be some ideas to get from here to your paper. So on my first day of school of kindergarten, I was 5. I felt so excited. I had a new dress and some new shoes. The weather was warm. It was early morning on a late August day. My mom took my picture. I had my backpack on. I had the pigtails in my hair. I was ready to go. So I got onto the big yellow school bus, and then I started to feel that butterfly in your stomach nervous. Okay, so that's the background. Now here's what happens next, the development. When I arrived to school, I didn't know where to go. I walked in the building, I looked around, there was no one there to help me. So I just started to follow the other kids from my bus. I ended up, at the time I didn't know, but I ended up walking into a first grade classroom and I sat down at a desk. One girl had a mean face and she came over and she yelled at me. Her voice sounded like a nasty witch. She told me, get out of her desk, and she called me a kindergarten baby. I felt the tears coming into my eyes and I ran out of the room. Finally, there was somebody, an adult, who was able to show me that I was supposed to follow the apples to kindergarten. They had little apples on the wall. It said, follow the apples to kindergarten, but I didn't know how to read. So I couldn't follow the apples to kindergarten. So I did finally know to follow the apples. And then I met my teacher. She was so nice. I made a new friend. And at the end of it, I was happy, but it was a really hard day. So you're going to fill out your chart in a similar way, right? You want to have a little bit of an action. It could be a question that you ask to get us into your story. Give us the background information. What was going on? What happened? Just writing, I like soccer and soccer is fun, that's not a story. That's just telling me something you like. You need to tell me a real story that happened in your life. And you're going to be telling us not only what the story was, but what did you learn from that experience? So make sure you pick something that you learned something from. At this point, at the end of my story, I learned how to be brave. I learned that you should always ask somebody for help, because I didn't know what I was doing and I was too afraid to ask for help. So that was an important lesson I learned. Okay, so you're going to fill out your chart, making sure you've got these major ideas in there. Okay, this is going to be, again, what you're going to work on for Thursday, but I'm going to add to that. Once you have it submitted, I want you to go to my schedule and sign up for a time. You and me will talk and we'll work out your ideas so that you're ready for your essay. Okay? I tell this story to students about my first day of kindergarten. The kids will say, oh yeah, right, Miss Tinty, that didn't happen to you. But I did write a whole story about it, which I will share with you later. But this is the part I like to show students. This really did happen to me. Here is me, Miss Tinty, on my first day of kindergarten with my pigtails, my new dress, my new shoes. This is right before I got on the bus and had the worst first day of school. I'm really looking forward to reading your stories and helping you to write your story, your personal narrative.